Thank you for joining me this afternoon. The 20th Annual Children of Promise Conference. How do you identify dream killers? Saturday, October 24th, 10 a.m. on StreamYard.com. Children of Promise Conference Facebook Live, NCNW Facebook Live, Tommy Whitlow Facebook Live, and you will see it on YouTube Live. So welcome, get ready, get ready, get ready. How do you identify dream killers? And what is a dream killer? We believe that God places dreams in all of our lives. He puts something deep in our hearts that we are supposed to do in life. We're all supposed to make a contribution. And when we make that contribution in life, we're doing what we were born to do. We're successful. It's like being actualized that Maslow talked about. When we do what God has placed in our hearts to do. We have our families intact, our neighborhoods are intact, our children's schools are intact, because we're doing what God put in our hearts to do, and we're enabling our children to do what's in their hearts to do as well. So we want to make sure that parents can identify dream killers so that their children will not lose their dreams. And you know what? What else is important? You know what a dream killer is that sometimes we neglect to think about? One dream killer is when we do not deal with ourselves and our self-doubts. When we don't have the self-confidence, the inner energy, the inner feeling, I can do this. I can do this. I was born to do this. My parents have supported me in doing this. I know I can do it. That lack of that spirit of saying, I don't know if I can do it. This is what I want to do, but I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to college. I don't know if I can play. I don't know. They may not let me on the cheerleading squad. I might not be on the basketball team. No, those are dream killers. And those are dream killers we deal with in ourselves, and our parents help us to deal with those dream killers that are within us that we can change. There are some dream killers out there that we need help in dealing with. We need to use the resources that are available to us to get rid of those dream killers. And that's what we're going to learn. We have coming to this event, we have Chancellor Gary S. May, University of California, Davis. We have Dr. Harris, Mariana Harris, University of California at Merced. We have Ruthie Bolton, Olympian in the Women's Basketball League. We have Henry Thomas, a person who did not allow the prison system, 15 years in prison for something he didn't do. And it didn't deter him in what God had placed in his heart to do, that he's now doing. Tony Hall, who is going to talk about decision making, because the like of making this, and that's something we can do. when we teach our children to learn to make decisions. Now, when I grew up, I did what my mother said do. She said, do what I say do. And we did what she said do. And we did it, but I didn't know the 1, 2, 3 process of making a decision. And that's what he's going to talk about. We have Dr. Kathy James. Dr. James is Esther Nation. She is about women being successful in life and taking on the Esther in the Bible. And she's going to give illustrations of biblical characters who there were dream killers and how the person overcame that dream, overcame the dream killer. Nicole Williams is an entrepreneur. You know, when you start a business, someone is, and relatives can be the worst ones. Well, I don't know if I don't know if you qualified to do this. You know, you don't have this and you don't have that. God didn't tell the relative. God told you. So how do you overcome the dream killer so that you do what's in your heart to do? And you know what? Someone, in fact, it was Michelle Neal, sent me a saying this morning that talked about there's no one who has not failed. And it's okay to fail. Just get up, shake yourself off, and get to going back to what's in your heart to do. Dr. Brenda K. Godot sent me a text that talked about getting your eye on a focus of what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't concentrate on what you're supposed to do, what God put in your heart to do, any little thing can come and get you off focus. And remembering that some of these dreams do not come across right away. Some take years before you're ready to step into that dream. It takes years of preparation sometimes. And some things are the next day or the next year. But we don't know. But it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as we're focused, we slay dream killers, and we stay on tap of what God has ordained from the foundation of the world of what we are to do and the contribution that we're to make in society. I can't do what you're supposed to do. My family is not complete if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. There are things that they will get because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. There's things that I'm going to be blessed with because they're doing what they're supposed to do. The church is going to be more fulfilled and going to operate at a more excellent process because each member is doing what God has placed in their hearts to do. The community is going to be better. The city is going to run smoother when people are doing what they're supposed to do. And as some people say, staying in their own lanes, because that's what God has called them to do. We're going to, and in the world, the nation is better. And you know what? When we are doing what we're supposed to do, we may not be famous, and we don't have to be famous. All we have to do is do what God placed in our hearts to do. And we're difference makers. We're difference makers in our families. We're difference makers in our churches. Our children are difference makers in the schools because they're doing what they're supposed to do. We're helping them to be the people that God has called them to be so that they can be successful in life. So if we're only successful in our families, that's great. We're successful. We're game changers. Because the first call is in our families. And then if we go beyond the family, we're doing even more. But just remember, if you can't say that I'm not successful because I'm not a Mandela, or I'm not a Kamala Harris. I'm successful if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do right in my family because my family is safe. My children, my great grandchildren, my great nieces and nephews are doing what they're supposed to do because I'm a part of that family and I'm sharing the resources that I have. You see? Um, so we're we have to be successful. We are successful when we're doing it. And you know what I'm really pleased about? I am pleased that we are doing this, but we also have some people or some who believe in us to help finance this. And the underwriters for the 20th Annual Children of Promise Conference are Pharma, Pharmaceutical Company, Odette Crawford, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Eta Gamma Omega Chapter, Dr. Hazel W. Mahone, You Can Share Ministries, Kathy Carter Wilson. These are the people who believe in us and say, go ahead, do it, you can do it. And they're willing to help us, to give us the financial resources to make it happen. So we're inviting you to join us Saturday morning, October the 24th, right here on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Tommy Whitlow, or the Children of Promise Conference, National Council of Negro Women. We will be live. Join us. Join us. And if you have some suggestions of things that you'd like to, questions that you'd like to have, since you know the players, give them to us and we will make sure that they get those questions and those questions will be covered in their presentation. Again, thank you. And we will talk to you again soon.